Hey, how are ya? It's been so long since I've connected live. I am super excited that I'm on location with my dear friend, Missy Crutchfield, and we are here in Northern California. And we are coming to you live with an exciting update. And we even have the world behind us. I feel like we're at the world news desk. That's good, right? And today is an exciting day for us. And let me tell you why. This beautiful woman, Missy Crutchfield, is the co-founder of the Gandhi Global Center for Peace, and she is the editor-in-chief of Gandhi's Be magazine. And I'm excited, not only are we here shooting some video for an upcoming project, which we'll talk about, but Missy is also on board as one of the contributing authors to Time to Rise. So this is a book project that I'm super excited to bring to the world, and I'm super excited that you are joining us as one of our contributing authors. This is like huge news for us.
Well, it's an honor for me, Andrea, to work on another project together, to continue this partnership, this collaboration of raising consciousness and inspiring global peace and nonviolence.
Yes, and that's what it's all about. It is about raising consciousness. Some of you may have known that I was recently in Peru, and that was because of you, really. You know, last October when we were at the Peace Village in New York, the Catskills, with the beautiful Sister Jenna and some other amazing people. That was the first time that you told me about your co-partnership with Dr. Amelia Kemp from
UR2.global.
UR2.global and the Sacred Therapy Institute.
Yes.
And so she invited me to participate in the Peru retreat and workshop, which I'm so grateful that I did.
And you spoke there, you presented, and just wowed everyone. She's amazing.
It was fun. It was really just a gift to be able to first be at a sacred site and to be with one of my soul sisters.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah, that was amazing.
The mountain, the Inca Trail, all of the spiritual vibrations that were happening, and the group together. It was really a miracle unfolding. And all of the little things that at first we thought, oh wow, because of the protest on the workers' wages, that we didn't think we were going to get to go on the Inca Trail into Machu Picchu. But what happened was we got very close and we had to walk some.
We hiked the Inca Trail, ladies and gentlemen.
So we got
it was an amazing experience. Yeah, it was powerful. And one of the things that Missy and I talked about, actually, this was last year. It's been 11 months since you first introduced the concept of Gaia Talks, the Earth Speaks. So we're going to get to that in a minute, but the first thing is you really stepping up.
Yes.
Because you've been a supporter, you carry that role beautifully. You support other people, helping lift them up and their messages.
Especially women, you know, it's so important, the sisterhood thing.
Absolutely. And we share that in common. But now you really feel like it's your time to put your mission front and center.
Yes. And that's why I'm so excited about Time to Rise, being involved in that, participating and being together with all of the other amazing authors and global peacemakers and global change makers that are part of this community that you've created, and to make your mark global as brought to the world. So what an honor it is. I, like so many others, a few years ago, found myself out of work, as it were, a career that spanned a couple of decades in higher education, in senior leadership in higher education, and then senior leadership in government, and running a department for a city, and creating that department for the city. So pretty challenging, pretty big things, being a single mother all of that time. And then one day you are, your time is up, those terms are up, that new elected official comes in and you say goodbye and you go, wow,
what next?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so many of us define ourselves by our careers. And so it's almost like a death.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'm not ready to retire. I don't know if I'll ever retire as it's
You
been
and me both.
defined, right? We just find new projects, new things that inspire us, and then we get to inspire others. So my next iteration of who I am and things that I've always wanted to be, and really I came into a moment of deep soul searching and introspection and looking at what do I want to do. And that's where I realized that Gandhi's Be Magazine, bemagazine.org, in partnership with co-founder Melissa Turner. So I have to really give a shout out to my sister Melissa.
That's right.
Love her. And we had an opportunity to really, really go deeper with that and bring on new bloggers and new writers and new stories, and then brought us to the Be the Change, from Gandhi's Be the Change into veganism, because that's total nonviolence.
So what is the mission and platform for Gandhi's Be Magazine?
As many ways as possible to share nonviolence and get people involved, to find your starting point. And if you're already in this, then where's your next step? And all roads lead. Once you get on that path of peace and compassion and connect your passion to it, your God-given purpose, then, as you look at other stories and get to meet other authors and other incredible works that you can get involved in. And we're looking forward to presenting all of the authors and Time to Rise and our partners in the magazine and through that platform, and blogging and interviews and any connections that we can with that, and keep building that. So once you tune into the magazine, you go and you check it out, then you'll experience all of these amazing global change makers and see that you can do that. You can get involved. These are ideas that you can incorporate in your life and share with others, because we're all connected. It's all about making the difference together and connecting the dots and understanding that we are one.
Yeah. And right now, we have both shared that we feel like the time is now. The time is now for all of us to figure out what role you're going to play. Like, you don't all have to become activists, like my daughter, or like
Shout out
Missy.
to Sienna. We love her.
Shout out to Sienna.
Vegan warrior princess.
That's right. But you don't have to become an activist. But whatever it is that you feel passionate about, whether that's speaking or writing, or it could be blogging, it could be poetry, it could be music, photography, it could be just
dance,
it could just be within your family.
Yes.
We are being called to step up. And so when this book project really started to take birth inside of me,
Time to Rise,
it really was clear to me that we needed to gather together people like you who've said, okay, I've had my time in the box, in that, career that may have been a little cookie cutter or conventional.
building up others, supporting other careers, mostly male careers, and
for us women, absolutely.
CEOs that are, yes.
Yeah. And now, boom, we're shifting to really leading with passion, with being aligned with our heart and our spirit in what we're going to do next.
This is our life. It's not a dress rehearsal.
That's right. And so if any moment in history was the moment to rise up, I felt like now is the time. And so this book, Time to Rise, we are doing a collective, collaborative book where we think about 35 authors will share their personal story of how you may have gone from that conventional life into really aligning with your purpose and your passion, and you're willing to rise up and let your voice be heard.
And share that scary moment, because
absolutely,
when you get ready to jump off that leap and the net will appear, well, right before you leap, it can be a little scary.
It can. And that's the other reason why I wanted to do a collaborative book. Because a lot of people who want to share their message with the world, people who want to write books, there is fear. And especially when it comes to sharing your personal story. Some people either feel like they don't have enough of a story to fill a whole book, or they feel like it's scary, it's vulnerable, do I want to go through finding a publisher and all of that? Whereas in a collaborative book, you get to share your story, your truth, along with some other best-selling authors and other media powerhouses.
A community.
A community where you get to elevate your platform, and you get to have that global shout out with all of our media partners, our PR partners, and now with the addition of Gandhi's Bee Magazine, all of the publicity and the promotion that we're giving at America Out Loud on my radio platform.
Will be supported there.
We'll be getting support in so many ways. So we've got my column on Huffington Post, Thrive Global, America Out Loud, Talk Radio, Gandhi's Bee Magazine.
And Gandhi Global Center for Peace.
And Gandhi's Global Center for Peace is the recipient of royalties from the book. So now we have, at this early stage, and I just announced this a few days ago that we were even doing this collaborative book, opening it up to the world, we're now at a value of $10,000 per person in terms of what they're getting in terms of the publicity, the promotion, and the marketing support, which for the average author who doesn't yet have a platform or an email list or a publisher, this is huge.
Yes.
And you get this community of people who are also willing to be in that vulnerable moment of sharing your truth with the world, because doing so means more lives are going to be changed.
That's right. And Gandhi Global Center for Peace is co-founded by Mahatma Gandhi's grandson, Arun Gandhi. So the ripple out on this, the intangibles, all of that extra value that will probably be even more than that.
Exactly.
It's just
and that's huge. I think
unfolding.
that's huge for a lot of authors, especially first-time authors, to be alongside some people who are going to add their brand and their message and their energy to this.
And because it's a community, mostly a sisterhood, but a community.
We've got some men.
Your
I've
brothers
been
too.
seeing the emails come through for people who've seen my call to action, and they're saying, I want to be a part of this book. So the men are welcome.
And these men, these brothers in compassion are so amazing and it's so inspiring. So yes, but this community of family that are in it to share their story, inspire others, that also help each other, lift each other up, and transform the world, and be part of an incredible work of art. And life is a work in progress.
It is a work in progress. Nothing has to be absolutely perfect, but this is our time to rise. And if ever there was a moment where we needed to rise up to the challenge, face our fears, and really put ourselves out there in a way that makes a difference for people, I would say now is the time.
Absolutely.
And so I'd like to know a little bit more about, you don't have to tell us the story you're going to share in the book, but your journey, especially with, and we can talk about this as well, what we're now partnering to do with Gaia Talks, The Earth Speaks.
Yes.
Your journey in activism, in nonviolence, in promoting kindness and compassion in the world, you're really, really committed to Mother Earth and to raising awareness of how we all can embrace a lifestyle that helps the whole planet. But tell us a little bit about the story of your journey and what you might share with the world.
Thank you, Andrea. It's again, it's an honor, and I'm very excited and inspired to be able to share this story. And I said just a few seconds ago about life is a work in progress, because I have to remind myself of that. We have, so often we find ourselves, and as women, I think we're so hard on ourselves. We want to do everything for everyone. We want to raise our children. We want to have a career. So many of us are single parents, and we just have to remember that life is a work in progress, and we have to forgive ourselves and understand that mistakes are part of the dues that you pay for living a full life. And I think Sophia Loren actually said that years ago, and it's been a quote that continues to inspire me. So when I decided to step out in faith and love and just challenge, and okay, this is my time, if not now, when? Then I looked at who is my family, who are my friends, who are the ones that are part of my, those kindred spirits that are part of my community, and how do we build that, and how do we build that out? Because I really, really understand the ripple effect, the connecting the dots, that we are one, which started when I was in my early 20s trying to be an actress, and in in California, and here we find ourselves back in California taping this, and it kind of all started there on Venice Beach. Now, my father was very instrumental in the civil rights movement in the South, and he was a statesman, had been the Senate Majority Leader, and it's just been a little over a year since he passed. And so that informed me on human rights and civil rights and that conversation. But in California, I came upon some booths and protesters, activists for animal rights. And that's when the earth thing really kicked in, that it's more than just people. People are human animals, but there are other animals, other parts of God's creation that we must honor and respect. And then the more that my consciousness started becoming raised, and the conversations and the other activists that you network with and the things that you read, and then the deeper understanding, your truth combined with your God-given purpose, kind of brings me to where we are today, and a vision for a future and work together in this amazing community that I'm blessed to be part of. And thank you so much for being such an incredible sister.
And thank you for stepping up, because it's as each of us feel bold enough to step up and speak our truth and live our truth, I find that it gives us strength to know that A, we're not alone, and B, we can do it, and C, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
I don't do it perfectly, clearly. Someone will remind me of that from time to time.
Sienna's over here watching. Beautiful, amazing Sienna. Yes.
But you know, I think that's the other reason why doing a collaborative book is so powerful, because when you're feeling like you're alone, or you're feeling like you're ready to rise up and make your mark or do something different, being able to take a book like this and read someone else who's gone through similar struggles, similar challenges, it's going to be really wonderful for you to realize that you're not alone. There have been other people who've done it, and we are with you. We are so with you, even now.
Not afraid anymore.
No.
Yes. No fear allowed.
No fear. F the fear. And do it anyway. You know, it's not real anyway.
Embrace the love.
Says Derry, right? Absolutely.
So thank you.
Well, I'm excited. I'm so excited that with this project, we're going to have people who are sharing their book, their story in the book, and Missy is so generously allowing us to profile the various authors who are contributing to the book on Gandhi's Be Magazine. So bemagazine.org will be giving lots of shout outs and prominence to our authors. And that's huge for a lot of authors who want to get their message out. You need to be seen in as many platforms as possible. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste, baby.
Peace.
So,
Be the change.
Be the change.
Vegan.
So the link is in the description. You can just click the little button below or somewhere, and that'll allow you to take part in this collaborative book project, Time to Rise. So once you click on over, you'll find out how you can set up time for us to talk about you, your story, and how you can join an amazing group of authors.
And learn more about Be the Change, too.
That's right. So you're going to learn about this whole movement that she has really embraced me and my daughter on, which is wonderful, because we're being able to work together.
Yes.
And we'll share the other stories about Gaia Talks.
The
Earth Speaks. Stay tuned for that. Thank you, dear sister.
Thank you.
Much love to you. Hey! Bye!